Hey guys, what's up? It's Robbie with Openworld Games, and we're talking about Tom Clancy's The Division. But before we get into the video, I want to tell you about Full Sail University. So if you're like me and you love video games, you're going to want to check out Full Sail University because they offer a wide variety of gaming degree programs on campus and online. These teach you the tools, technology, and workflow used by today's leading gaming studios. And get this, graduates from Full Sail have moved on to work on big franchises like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and many others. So Full Sail offers degrees in game art, design, mobile game development, and so much more. You can find out more by following the link in the description below. Be sure to check them out. So here we go, fellow agents. Yes, we are talking about Tom Clancy's The Division once again. And by the way, if you want to skip ahead to the subject you are most curious about, you can go ahead and do that by finding a complete guide in the description below. So if you're curious about survival, skip straight to the story and ignore this introduction. But guys, so yeah, we are talking about survival in The Division. And then we're going to be going over the PS4 version of The Division, as well as reiterating the release date window for The Division, because we've got some news and rumors about the release date once again. And then also, we're going to be showcasing the environmental artist and what he has been up to. He has a brand new method of creating textures at a lightning fast pace. But these are really high quality, and this is really cool. And we're going to be going over your top comments. That means you should be posting your questions in the comments below. So get to doing that, because your comment and question could end up in a future video. And by the way, we are still doing our Xbox One and PS4 giveaway. We are teaming up with Star Wars HQ. If you're interested in that, see the description on how to enter for your chance to win an Xbox One or PS4. So here we go, guys. We're talking about Tom Clancy's The Division. So this is actually something that has gone completely under the radar, in my opinion. The creative director, when he first started out with The Division, actually did survival training. Take a look.
We've been preparing like with media training. We've been doing, I've been traveling a lot, doing, been to Red Storm, talking about the original Clancy developers. And also I did survival training for 3 days, which was hard.
Survival training. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about the survival training? Like, what does that mean? Survival for what?
Okay, so basically the IP is about fragility of society and how everything falls apart. And we have our comfortable lives where you can go and take a soda in refrigerator and all those things. And our game is about you lose all those things and how would you survive? So we decided maybe you should try to survive eating leaves and flowers and do all those things. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. I'm getting paid to be in the forest for 3 days, but Jesus Christ, it wasn't fun at all. I would never do it again. Leaves taste really bad when you boil them, and but you have to survive.
So as you can see, it looks like he went through it. I mean, he did not enjoy the experience, which I hope really is reflected in parts of The Division, how you are constantly surviving. Now, they do say it's not going to be as hardcore as DayZ, but they do want consequences, especially consequences when it comes to PvP. They're going to be more severe if you die in the dark zones. But I think it would be really interesting if we saw the survival aspect pushed during weekend events. I mean, can you imagine a resource like water becomes extremely rare, and the only way to get water is to go to a certain point on the map, which means you're going to expect higher class enemies, more PvP, and better loot and gear. This is something that would really change the game big time. For example, if you ran out of food and you knew that the only food shelter and food stores was at Central Park, then everyone would be headed there, and there could be a new designated PvP zone there for the weekend. These are the things I would really like to see for the Division, and there is some sort of survival mechanic, obviously, in the Division. It's not going to be as hardcore as DayZ, of course. They really want this to be user-friendly. They want you to be able to enjoy it much like Destiny, and I think that's great. But again, it would be neat to have a little bit of a hardcore experience once in a while where you can opt in for that during the weekends. So I've been asked two things about the Division constantly, and that is the release date, and then will we see a downgrade for the Division? Well, we're going to start with the release date. There has not been any confirmation, that the Division has been delayed to 2016. They are really aiming to 2015, and they go on to reiterate this on the Ubisoft official Facebook page to confirm a 2015 release date for two titles, and they are Tom Clancy The Division and Rainbow Six Siege. Honestly, I would expect fall 2015, as I've stated over and over again. Recently, someone sent me an image saying that Target has listed it for June 2015, which would be amazing, but I don't think that's going to happen. It would be quite something if that did. The last major game that I can think of in my mind that released during the summer was The Last of Us, and I'm still blown away that Sony did that. They released The Last of Us in the summer, because honestly I was expecting that for the holiday, so you never know. But this is a huge game. This is like an MMO style game, so it's going to take a lot of time to develop, and personally, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we did eventually hear about a delay, because they've got Assassin's Creed Victory, The Division, and then, of course, Rainbow Six Siege coming out within a year window. And I really want them to take their time on this one. You know, make it polished. We don't want another Assassin's Creed Unity, and we certainly don't want another Watch Dogs. So take your time, Ubisoft, please. So this is really cool. The environmental artist on The Division, and he's worked on many other Ubisoft titles, has been experimenting with making super fast textures at high quality. That just means he can make textures extremely fast and make a huge game world, which we're hearing The Division is absolutely huge. The rumors are it's going to be larger than Grand Theft Auto 5, which is saying a lot and would be actually really incredible. But you can actually check out his video by following the link in the description below. He showcases how he is creating textures using Adobe Photoshop, of all things. This is a brand new method that he's experimenting with. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to end up in the game. It just shows that he's extremely talented, and these guys really do know what they're doing. So you may have missed the news. We got an update about the PS4 version about The Division. You guys have probably heard me talk about how The Division is likely going to be getting Xbox One exclusive content and see stuff first to the Xbox One, but they are not neglecting the PS4 version. And they are talking also about a downgrade in general. Do not expect to see a downgrade. Now, this comes from Senior Brand Art Director, who responded to questions about hitting that target graphically on the PS4. And he says, yes, most definitely, we are very, very ambitious, and we have a lot of experience working with platforms for all of the vendors before. And we have, to me, one of the most skilled teams in the world, with people from all over. Now, he goes on to say that what's really different about their team is the Snowdrop engine. Now, what's interesting about Assassin's Creed Unity is that it had a ton of frame rate issues. It still has hiccups in there, and glitches and problems. And the moment the game was released, Ubisoft started seeking individuals who were talented enough to bring them a new game engine. Snowdrop is for new gen only. It has nothing to do with the Xbox 360 and PS3, which is really, really good news. A lot of the games that you guys have been playing, including Watch Dogs, heck, even Far Cry 4, are all tied down to the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Now the chains are undone. The Division will have complete freedom in the graphics department. So I'm really hoping that they nail down the frame rate and many other issues that plagued Assassin's Creed Unity. So that is, once again, good news. So now on to your top comments. I've got your top comments right here. See, I take images and then I read them. They are of your top comments. So that's what we're going to do right now. So post your question about the Division below, and I will be sure to try to answer it in upcoming videos. But we're going to start right now. So Sean Who Knows goes on to ask, is Ubisoft going to fuck up this one too? Well, let's hope not. I know what you're worried about. I know what you guys are thinking about Assassin's Creed Unity. And I really don't blame you. And then also Watch Dogs and stuff like that. Please, Ubisoft, don't F up the Division. Steve-O Stevens goes on to ask, will you be able to get married or mate with women? No, I don't think that's going to be happening in the Division. This is not Fable. But you know what would be really, really cool is if your squad was rewarded a dog companion as a group. You can use that to search out areas and to seek out enemies. Now, that is something I would actually like to see. As a group, you take care of your guard dog. Individual players, it wouldn't make sense. There would be too many dogs roaming around, pissing around on the streets. So I would like to see a dog companion Ubisoft for the Division for your group squad. Daniel Levitt goes on to ask, I wondered if PvP zones of the Division move to different areas, since I think that would be interesting. Also wondering what the character customization will be like. Yeah, like I said earlier in the video, it really would be cool to see something like a weekend event where there were new PvP zones or something really unique, like in Central Park, where you were surviving and it was related to some sort of resource that was missing in the world. So I think that would be cool. But then again, if they start moving around PvP zones that you're used to, then players would have a difficult time finding them in the game. But I really do think that probably would be part of the fun for a game like this, is learning to explore and adapt in the game world. So I think that's actually a really, really good idea. And for your second part, which was also wondering what the character customization would be. Okay, so about the character customization, yes, they do want extensive customization for your character development and then also the look of your character, but they said that's going to be something that they develop later on, probably the last thing they add to the game. But I'm really hopeful for this. I think they will get it done because they know that people really want to customize their character, and I think it would be a failure if you couldn't do that, considering it is a third-person game. So Alan Aron goes on to ask, and I hope I got that right, will we be able to drive vehicles or fly aircrafts like a helicopter? And the release date, and will there be single player or multiplayer? That is a lot of questions. But for the helicopters and vehicles, no. You won't be able to control vehicles in the Division. They really want this to be an intimate experience. They want you to really survive. It really wouldn't be wise for you to spend most of your time looking for fuel when you need food, water, and shelter, most importantly. But with the helicopters, I think you'll be using them for extraction points. You may see them, and then you may be extracted from the dark zones or whatever, but you won't be controlling them. So I think we will at least see helicopters in the game. Now, about the release date, once again, it is 2015 right now. They say there's 365 days in the year. Expect it to land on one of them, and I think it's going to be the latest date of 2015. So that's good news. They are really, really pushing for 2015 right now. Single player and multiplayer. Now, I get asked a lot about this. Can you play offline? Can you play single player offline? Does it always have to be connected? Okay, so first of all, with single player, yes, this game can be played solo. That's what they're saying now. They said the same thing about Assassin's Creed Unity, which I sort of disagree with some of the missions with that. Here's the thing though, if you want to play it solo, you do have to have an internet connection. You have to be online, you have to be connected to the internet, even if you want a solo experience. And then of course, yes, there is going to be multiplayer, there's going to be seamless co-op, and then there's going to be seamless PvP known as the Dark Zones. So it's going to have a lot of components, but it's going to be requiring an online connection, which is unfortunate. I really do understand what you guys are saying. There's shoddy connections all over the world. Maybe they'll address it eventually, but I wouldn't count on it. They're really seeing this as an open world shared experience. And by the way, from what I'm hearing, you're going to want to play co-op. You're going to want to find a group and have fun in co-op. So yes, we have come to the end of the video. Tears. Thank you guys so much for watching. Send your questions in either on Facebook, down below in the comment section. I will be sure to try to get to as many of them as possible in upcoming videos. And anyone that's new, welcome aboard. We are Open World Games. Subscribe to us right here on YouTube, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter, and twitch.tv/openworldgamer. And yes, we are teaming up with Star Wars HQ, our other YouTube channel, to give away an Xbox One and PS4. You can check that out in the description below. But guys, thank you so much for your support. You guys are so amazing, all of your comments. Seriously, I really, really appreciate you guys writing in to Twitter and Facebook and showing your support. You have been amazing. So thank you guys. Look forward to more videos shortly, and I will see you next time.
Alright, the store was empty. I heard that gunfire. Nick, check your map, see if there's anything in the area.